All right, hello, my queens. Okay, so it's like literally almost 2 a.m., but it's cool. I'm like still dressed up. I just got off of a call with shout out to Erica, which is one of my sideline coaches that I love so much. And I am so just empowered right now, and I want to share this. So as you're having on, let me know how your weekend's been. But this is specifically for you if you have felt like you've been stuck, you just felt like you've been stagnant, and yeah, I want to just give this to you tonight, all right? Because this is a thing, and this is what I was talking to Erica about, because for a lot of us, at least in my community, this is going to be a quantum year, okay? We've had so many breakthroughs, and there's just more to come, and I'm just so excited for it. And me and Erica were talking about quantum leaps and the quantum field, and this is the thing, okay? What you desire, it doesn't have to take a long time, and I've talked about that before. But the thing is that the universe loves speed, okay? And the universe wants to give you what you desire. God wants you to have those results. God wants you to have the money in the bank. God wants you to have the dream clients. God wants you to be thriving. He wants you to be healthy. He wants you to be happy. God wants you to be in joy. God wants you to be in peace. He wants you to be at your best, okay? And the cool thing about the quantum field, because I like looking at the science behind things too, is the fact that time does not exist. Okay, and if time doesn't exist, and if you're looking at it at a kingdom standpoint, and God's called you to master time and money, so like the time's not an issue for you there either. Like the only thing that keeps you at the same level, the only thing that keeps you from signing those dream clients, the only thing that keeps you at that same income level, the only thing that keeps you from shifting your reality is your belief behind it. Okay? And what I've seen with myself and what I've seen with several of the girls that I coach and several of the girls in our community is that we are able to make very big shifts in our business and our life in general because we're so good at putting our energy behind what we're deciding to create. Okay, when you look at manifestation, okay, a lot of us think that we're going to manifest what we want, but it all comes down to we're going to manifest who we are. Okay, so if you're looking to go to the next level in your income or go to the next level in just your impact, okay, you have to be that person right now. And you have to know to your core that it doesn't have to take all week to get it done. It doesn't have to take all year to hit that goal. Because when you look at the quantum field, literally $1 million is no different than 100. All right, mind blown. Okay, mind blown. All right, because in the quantum field, there's no physical space. Okay, there's no hierarchy. There's no sequence. So when I say there's no sequence or hierarchy, that means that you don't have to hit one level in order to go to the next level. Okay? You could just jump three more levels ahead. All right? That to me is everything. Okay? Like, stop, because I see this in the online world and with people that come to me, as far as you think that you have to hit a 10K month before you could ever hit a 50K month. And that's not the case, okay? It comes down to, what do you actually desire? Okay, do you desire to hit a 50K month? Okay, cool. Are you willing to be that version of yourself that has 50K months? Are you willing to make those packages? Are you willing to show up for that? Are you willing to embody that? Or do you keep limiting yourself because you think you have to hit a 10K month before you hit a 50K month? Because in the quantum field, there is no sequence, so you could just jump. But it all comes down to, are you willing to hold the energy for that level? Okay, even say that you're in an MLM or affiliate marketing business, all right? Many of you set a goal to, okay, I got to hit this rank in order to go to the next rank. What if you just decided you're going to hit the top rank and like go all the way in and just jump ahead? You could do that, if you're willing to put in the work and show up and hold the energy for that level and not settle. Like, that is the best part about quantum leaps, is you can literally shift your entire reality by jumping several steps ahead by deciding that you're going to change. Okay, and someone posted the other day, I can't think of his name. He posted, things can change really fast when you're willing to change fast. And that's so true. And sometimes it's not even about like changing you, but it's changing like the beliefs around what you think is possible for you. All right, this is another thing that me and Erica were talking about, because a lot of us, we stop. We say like, okay, I want to make a 20K month, or I want to make a 10K month. All right. And we just settle for that, instead of just like deciding, no, I actually want to make a 100K month, or I want to make a 90K month. Like, we stop at these small goals because we don't believe that we can hit a higher amount. But when you shift the belief around that, and you're just like, it doesn't have to take a long time. If other people are doing it, why can't I? And you just make it, you normalize it, then it gets to happen a lot quicker. Okay, but it all comes down to, are you willing to hold the energy for that? Okay, just like I had another conversation with a woman earlier today, I can't think of what business is she in. She's a coach, but I think she's a health and wellness coach. She's in my community. We were talking earlier, and she kept having the belief that she had to have a certain amount in her business before she was able to invest. Okay, which I'm sure if you're a woman entrepreneur, I'm sure you've had this doubt before. Like, I have to make a certain amount before I can ever invest. But what if you shifted your mindset to the successful version of yourself, that investing is a natural thing. Investing is something you do all the time because you're a woman in her power. You're a woman that always is expanding, a woman that's always in increase mode. Okay, when you're able to make power moves like that, which I talked about in a post earlier, that you also are able to shift your reality, because you're no longer playing on this frequency of your old self, or playing on the frequency and wavelength of the version of yourself that doesn't get results, the version of yourself that is afraid to invest, the version of yourself that doesn't have a successful business. But instead, you're operating from that version of yourself that has a successful vision and business, and operates in her power and trusts herself at all times. Because when we're able to operate from this place and be in our power, then we're able to move things really quickly in our reality, because we're moving energy around. All right. And if you're on my email list, I sent a long email about this because I was thinking about power moves yesterday. Because when we make power moves, not only does it shift energy, but it forces us to make decisions, like not just decisions quickly, but it forces us to rise above any obstacle. It forces us not to give fear any of our energy. It forces us to get results. It forces us to show up in our authority. It forces us to be original, because we put ourselves in a position where we have no choice but to go forward. Okay, and too many of us, we are afraid to make power moves because we keep making decisions based on what we're just seeing right now. But if we were willing to rise up and expand and make decisions from, I get to be powerful and everything gets to work out better than expected, and I get to trust myself and what I have to say is important, and I'm making these decisions because I'm a woman in her power and a woman that always rises, always expands, and always moves people, then your results would shift a lot quicker. Okay, and this is another thing that me and Erica were talking about, is that if you're trying to, say, hit your first 20K month, or your first 50K month, or your first 100K month, like, it all just comes down to, are you willing to shift your energy behind it? Are you willing to hold the energy for it? Are you willing to do things differently and see things differently and see yourself differently? Because if you can't see yourself as a woman that makes 50K months, if you can't see yourself as the woman that has 15K clients, if you can't see yourself as a woman that posts from desires, that creates offers that she loves and shows up because she wants to, then you will never be able to step into that level. Okay. And that is the biggest shift that you have to make if you're trying to make a quantum leap, or you're trying to collapse timeframes, or you're trying to hit a goal that you've never hit before, is that you have to shift your belief around yourself. And you have to come from a place of, I'm enough right now. I don't have to fix anything right now. I don't have to show up even more right now. I don't have to change my offers if I don't want to. Like, I'm enough. When you can come from that place, then you have it's a lot easier to move forward. But too many of us, we think that we have to perfect the picture. We have to have the perfect website first. We have to do all these things, and it slows us down, all right? It takes away from us just getting the result. And this is something that I've been talking a lot about this week, because it's something that just came to my attention so much, like not only for myself, but for people in my network. It's the fact that if you just really believe to your core right now that it could happen, and you put your energy behind it, and you just stopped like attaching yourself to time, you stop attaching yourself to the likes, you stopped attaching yourself to the amount of people that are following you, you stopped attaching yourself to what you looked like, and you were just really focused on the energy and the state of being of your next level, it would happen. Okay. And too many of us we're still waiting on we're still sitting on the same goal we had a month ago or even a year ago, because we haven't done the energy work. Okay. We haven't not only done, well, some of us, we might have done the energy work, and we might be in this feel-good state, but we still aren't taking the action like we would be taking if we were already that person that had the result. Because that's another thing too, is that, like, you'll see with me, I talk a lot about the energetics and my content, because like that's what I've really mastered, and that's how I enroll my dream clients. Is like, I don't book calls with people unless they're my client. Okay. And that's because like that's a boundary for me. And I've mastered my energy behind that. So I don't feel like I have to book a call with this person before they pay in full to work with me for 6 months. Like, that's just, I don't believe I have to do that. Okay. And I don't have to do that. Like, I've enrolled people from not doing that. So it's like my energy is behind that though. Whereas another coach, they might think that they have to book 30 calls a week in order for someone to enroll with them, because their energy is behind that. So when you want to make quantum leaps and shift into a new reality, you have to get clear on what does that actually look like for you? What does it feel like for you? And like, normalize it. Okay. Like, it's literally like a decision to step into that next level. It's a decision to show up as that version of yourself. It's a decision to stick to those boundaries. It's a decision to commit to your alignment. All right. A lot of people like to throw around alignment and building from alignment, but they're really not committed to alignment. And alignment's not necessarily for everyone, because it is hard. Like, it's work, it's internal work. It's keeping your energy clean. It's keeping your channels open. And it's a commitment to yourself to build from that place at all times. But a lot of people, they have a hard time doing that, because it makes them look within instead of looking at what everyone else is doing. But what I really work with my clients is building out their business from that place of alignment, and building the strategy that goes with their human design, and ultimately like what feels good to them, so that they can put their energy behind it 100% and not feel like they have to do all these random things. Okay. So if you feel stuck at all, like, I want you to know right now, you don't have to stay that way at all. Okay. Whether you feel stuck in your income, you feel stuck with your impact, you feel stuck with your offers, you feel stuck in what you're supposed to be posting, like, being stuck is literally a decision. And the best part about understanding the quantum field and understanding like the power you have is that things can shift very, very quickly. Okay. Very quickly. All right. It's not something that you have to wait all month to hit your goal. You don't have to wait for years to hit your goal. It's like, what do you want? Okay. Are you willing to show up for it now? Are you willing to create the offers for it right now? Are you willing to be the version of yourself that holds that goal right now? Are you willing to be the woman that rises and expands with ease? Are you willing to make that investment? Are you willing to show up from your true gifts and essence? Because this is another thing that I want to cover, is the fact that when we're actually very clear on the gift that we have, and we're very clear on the essence that we have, and we're very clear on why we're so special and what we do is so important, and ultimately like why we can help someone better than anyone else, like what I've literally seen in my results is they like skyrocketed, because I no longer was trying to adopt all these identities or adopt all these other ways that weren't me, but I was coming from a place of like for real authenticity and from my heart, and I was creating my own lane and coming from a place of authority. When we're so clear on that, it's really hard not to show up fully. It's really hard not to take up space. And ultimately, like when you're truthfully 100% aligned with yourself and your calling and your gifts and what you're supposed to do on earth, like you magnetize people. Like people come out of nowhere to work with you. Like I don't know how to describe this, but when you make that shift as far as like, oh my gosh, like I am like powerful, like my gifts are so important and I'm the only person that can actually deliver this, like people find you. Okay, you go from the person that's like sitting waiting for people to like DM you from your last post and like trying to figure out where your next enrollment is, to the person that's like checking their DMs and people are ready to work with them for 6 months and they've never had a phone call with you. Like that was the best shift ever I made in my business, was like dropping all the layers, dropping whatever wasn't me, and like just going all in on like my own wiring, because not only did it make business a lot simpler, but it allowed me to actually work with people that I reached at a soul level, and people that actually wanted to work with me and were invested, and I didn't have to waste any more time. Okay, so I want the same for you too. If you feel like you've been like wasting time, or you feel like you're misaligned or something's missing and you can't figure it out, then I encourage you to DM me or click the link in my bio and look at my coaching offers that I'm currently offering for August. And if you have questions about any of them, let me know. But with my one-on-one coaching and basically almost any of my programs, I really help you to align your offers and shift your energy into your next level, but also master your content too, so it doesn't look like other people's, but you really know how to be effective, but also have your own essence, so that you can actually attract your soul aligned clients and not waste your time DMing random people, adding random people, and doing all these things everyone else is teaching. But learning to be true to you and collapse time, okay? Because that's what we all want. All right, we have these desires for a reason, and the moment we step into them, we can help so many more people, and we are so powerful. Okay, so I hope you got value from this. It's not really showing me the names on here, but if you have questions at all, let me know. But definitely check out the link in my bio, and if you have questions about any of the packages, just DM me. But I'm telling you, like, now's the time to shift, okay? Stop waiting. Like, your dream clients are waiting for you, but they can't see you if you're not fully you. And too many of us were doing all these random things because everyone else is doing them, and we're not producing the results because that's not our way, okay? Like, amazing things happen when you're just like, hey, that's not my way, and I'm going to trust my own lane, and I'm going to come from a place of my own essence and my own soul, and let that be enough. And that's like when everything changes, okay? It's everything. So if you're ready to shift, baby, shift, let's do it. And I love you, and we'll chat soon.